Hi.
Can you hear me well?
Yes, I hear you well.
Can you
You
hear me well?
out.
Hello. I cannot hear you well.
Oh, now?
Yeah, it's better. Uh, so how are you this week?
Let me think. What did I
Yeah.
do this week?
I mean, at the beginning of the week, you said you were
Yeah, I was a bit
tired.
traumatized.
Yeah.
I think I got better, and then I was reminded again of how much of a close shave that was. So I didn't get traumatized again, but it just felt like, wow, life is so unpredictable.
No, you said that you have a sore eye or something.
That was when I
Uh,
had that
uh,
incident, and then after that, I felt really terrible. And then
uh,
I think a few days, it means like just the past few days, it was getting a bit better. But I went to meet my best friend. So, Isin,
uh.
yeah, I went
So.
to meet her because I took time off on Friday. And then I went to her house. She was working from home. I
Mhm.
could see that she had so much work to do, like a lot of meetings online. So as I was just doing my own thing next to her in the living room, she was just like back to back calls, meetings. I was like, wow, that's a lot of time spent just meetings. And then after that, over dinner, we had a good chat, just catching up with her. And she was sharing with me how stressful it was at work to the point that she started to tear. So that's when I realized that I haven't spent enough time with my friend lately to realize that she was under so much pressure.
Uh,
Hmm. Yeah.
hmm.
How about you? How
Well,
about you?
uh, yeah, I'm good. I'm great. Just, uh, just trying to keep doing things frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So, about the book I want to share this week is
Mm-hmm.
the same book, but I'm going halfway of it already.
Mm.
It's about 55 short story of 10 bestseller author, best-selling author, and yeah, I'm read an author who got a good taste in short story and
Yeah.
yeah, how how she um, how she write her story is mesmerizing also.
Mm-hmm.
But she's only focused on love of um, Vietnamese at foreign countries. Maybe she's the one also studied from abroad, and
Mm.
yeah, focus mostly on that. So kind of bring the new. Uh, I haven't met anyone or read from anyone who express their feelings from abroad. Just
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it's kind of new insight for me, and it's not too dramatic to unbelievable point. It's subtle feeling, subtle love
Mm-hmm.
of yeah very young people, and
Where were they? Like the overseas, which countries did they go to?
well, there's many short stories of her.
Mm.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight stories, and each story took place in different location, but mostly in U.S. and Europe.
Mm.
Yeah, and the love from interracial relationship, and
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, very nice. She's also have a how do I say, like she pay attention to the details.
Mm,
Yeah,
very meticulous.
yeah, meticulous. Well, there's not a lot to say about the context of each story, since I don't want to spoil. But that's the only author that I find interesting in the past
Oh,
2 weeks. The others just crazy again with their relationship story.
very dramatic, is it?
Yeah, very dramatic and does not help me boost my spirit.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Is it the kind whereby it's messy love?
Yeah, messy. But
Damn.
well, in the past 2 weeks, I also took. I'm taking a course. It's still happening, and it took place in the evening. So yeah, not much time to read, but
What course are you taking?
photography and filmography.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How much does it cost? And like, is it in person kind of course?
Yeah, it is in person, and it's only me and my teacher. Yeah, one on one, because
Wow!
he is not a full time teacher. He's a journalist, and also he work a lot with. He's a like a film journalist. He he film things, and for the past 20 years in a channel, he's been um, a the one of the most experienced one. So a friend recommended me him, and I met him, and I can feel he's a one to me if I want to, yeah, improve myself.
That's very good.
Well, that's the new thing, and also I took badminton during weekdays now. In weekend, I tend to to quit the team.
Oh, so you mean like the badminton team? They also play in the weekdays, or you just find
No,
another team?
I find a team.
Oh,
I found another,
okay.
and it's not a permanent team. Every day is different. It's like
Mm.
it's like a pickup game. You go into the groups on Facebook, and then you find anyone who play at the same location. But yeah, they missing a or two person to play with. So yeah, so a lot of activity change, but still find time to read book.
Very good.
This book is not headache to read. It's easy, but a book about science is harder. But you every book that you read, mostly yeah, involve children's story or scientific story. So I don't know. I want to try a new genre or maybe yeah more diverse. But most of the book you share with me, I can say is fall in the two categories like that.
I'm a very consistent person, I realize.
Yeah, you're consistent, and I think I need that. Every time I don't plan well for my day off, and it feel terrible because there's nothing consistent about that day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I think yeah you may be you have a very good strategy with your life there. Just not change too much, but keep going relentlessly. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So, do you have anything to share with us today?
I'm still continuing on that book. The last
Okay.
time I finished one chapter and I was sharing the whole thing about how he went to begin his adventure to find the orangutans.
Uh-huh.
So this week I finished one more chapter. This chapter is called The Hostile World or Hostile World.
Ah.
So basically he started to embark on his journey into the forest to look for the orangutans. And the previous chapter ended off with the part whereby he was initially with his field assistants, the local field assistants on the boat that was like traveling very, very slowly. And then he met with a Chinese researcher, so like from China. And his boat was like those with motor, so it can move very fast. So then this Chinese researcher offered to say that he, the researcher, can come onto his boat and go to the location first, so the researcher can start to do his setup, while his local assistants will then continue to use the slow boat to then maybe meet him 1 or 2 days later. So the researcher, the author, felt that okay, that's a good idea. I'll go with this China researcher. So then he landed at this spot that he decided to start his setup, and then the Chinese researchers and his field assistant went some other place, right? So he was alone in this part of the jungle, setting up his base camp. So he thought that his field assistants would come in the next day or so, but after 3 days, they still haven't arrived. So imagine that 3 days he spent it in the deep parts of the jungle by himself. That's why he named this chapter A Hostile World, because after finishing reading this chapter, I realized that he went through a lot, and it's amazing that he's still alive. So it's really fascinating for me because like I said, right, I can understand how it is working in a tropical rainforest and then sleeping in the forest. But I never do it myself because I understand, how dangerous it can be. But he did it himself alone. So what happened was that, the whole chapter is about how that 3 days he went on to explore the jungle using a map that he has based on what he thinks the direction he should go because he has a compass. Then he started to create a track, go through the river, and then create a base camp like a tent to sleep in the forest. And what's amazing was that he said that in the jungle, the most terrifying thing that he experienced was from a leech, as in like was from leeches, because he knew that in a tropical forest there would be leeches, but he didn't understand that there was so many. So the way he described it was really funny for me because I'm very scared of leeches. Like I really don't like leeches. It's just the feeling of something that is sucking your blood. So in Singapore, in the urban city, even in jungle, you get mosquito bites. So I also don't like the feeling of something like an animal that is sucking blood from me. It's that very weird sensation. Leech was also terrible because leech, sometimes when they bite you, I'm sure you understand, right? You don't actually feel anything until the leech has bitten you and has left. So then you would see like a pool of blood, whether it's on your shirt, on your pants, things like that. So he was just describing how, he saw a leech. He's like, oh, he manages to find a leech. He will he will kill it. Which, to me, as much as possible, I will still release it back. But yeah, so he will put stop, or he will use a knife to cut them apart. It's like, why do you do that? So he will find one leech and very happy that he managed to discover the leech. But then slowly realize that there's more leeches around his body until when he reaches the end of his journey, he realized that his whole feet was soaked in blood because the leeches were already inside And he just wondered, that's only the first day. He's going to be here for maybe a few months. He's going to live with this every day. Yeah, so I thought that was quite a realistic explanation into so much details of an experience with a leech. Because I don't really, see people writing to such details of the experience in the field. So I really like that he paid attention to that. And then so he was also saying how he was tracking to find orangutans. That's the first target. But along the way, he would see either other monkeys, other birds, or animal tracks of perhaps pigs or other wildlife. So then he said that he actually saw near the riverbank on a muddy trail this footprint that was three-toed. I think it was three-toed. So then he said the only animal possibly having this animal track is the rhinoceros. Like rhinoceros is extinct in Malaysia and it's also almost extinct in Indonesia. So the fact that in the 70s he actually could so easily see a rhino track, it's quite amazing how rich the forest was until human really penetrated the whole jungle. But he said, even though he saw the rhino track, he said, my target is orangutan, he cannot be distracted. So he continued to try to find his orangutan. Never did he realize that the next time he actually saw another rhino track was 1 year later. So it was so precious to find and it was so fresh. If he continued on the path, he could actually see the rhinoceros, but he didn't. So he's like, wasted. So I thought that was quite funny. And then he described how he managed to find his first wild orangutan. He was tracking, and then he saw this big orange male that was eating a fruit up in the trees. And it seems like the orangutan didn't even know he was there. So he could actually slowly approach the orangutan to make observations with the binoculars. And that's when he realized that there was another female with a baby that came along the way. But the female noticed the researcher. So then the female broke some branches and threw it down and made some calls. But the large male didn't really care. It's like the male just paid attention to eating while the female is still caring for the family. That was like what it seemed like. But anyway, he was very successful. He continued to follow this troop to its nesting location where they sleep overnight. Then that's when he realized that it was too late for him to backtrack to his base camp. So he decided to sleep in the same location with the orangutans, which to me, I think it's a very risky thing to do for a researcher alone in a jungle that he's not familiar with, right? So he's from the Europe area. It's the first time he's in this jungle by himself with the orangutans with no field assistance. So even though he's successful, I felt that as a fellow researcher, I wouldn't do something like that. Anyway, he made his own nest below the tree that orangutans made their nest. So then he said that it was actually very comfortable. So he used the big leaves that the orangutans were also using, the branches, and then his raincoat and all. That's when he said that it's better than the base camp when he was sleeping there. So he slept in the forest, and that's when he realized that at night, the forest is also very rich in the biodiversity. So he started to see bioluminescent mushrooms or insects, or like I think frogs that also has some reflective skin surfaces. So then he started to make some observations. And then also the calls at night of birds and other wildlife. So he concluded by saying that the next morning when he woke up, he managed to continue to follow the orangutans into another location. So it was a very good start for him where he could actually follow the orangutans almost like 24 hours. And then he also started to give names to the individuals. Like the very first male he saw, he named him William the First. So as like he'll always remember that this is the first orangutan I see in the wild. But so he ended up by saying that it was a good first day, first few days, and so he hoped that it will continue like that. So I'm not sure because it ended that way, and then the third chapter haven't started yet, but the title is called The Solitary Ape. So I'm not sure whether he's referring to one orangutan that is alone and then he's following, or he's referring to himself. Because then, if he didn't go back to the base camp and continue to follow the orangutans, he will be the solitary ape. So I'm excited to learn who is this solitary ape. That's it. It was pretty interesting, and
that's one chapter.
That's just one chapter.
A lot happened in a few days, right?
Yeah, so he described his 3 days and and his experiences, what he saw. So yeah.
So, wow. What do you say about his assistant? What happened to him that he cannot make it?
No, so he hasn't explained yet. He was with his two assistants on a very slow boat, and then a Chinese researcher was like, "Oh, your boat is so slow." And maybe the Chinese was very rich, even in the 1970s. I don't know, I thought it was quite funny. And then he was kind enough to offer this researcher a seat in his faster boat. So the researcher was like, okay, I want to get there faster because he's very eager to start, right? And then the local assistant said, okay, it's okay because anyway, with their slow boat, they will arrive just 1 day later. So it won't be too long before they arrive also. But it turns out that even after 3 days, the local assistants haven't arrived. So not sure did something happen to them along the way, which cannot be, right? Because they know the forest so well. Or that they just went to a wrong location. Something must have happened that, for the 3 days, or of the 3 days, 2 nights he went back to the base camp, right? The few assistants still haven't arrived. So something must have happened.
Okay, so I'll share your
Sure.
in Vietnamese now. Andy mới chia sẻ thêm về cuốn sách của cô ấy đọc về đời ươi. Thì cái hành trình của cái người nghiên cứu châu Âu này 3 ngày ở trong rừng ở Indonesia thì rất là nhiều cảm xúc, bởi vì ông ấy không có được người địa phương hỗ trợ, và 3 ngày đấy thì ông ấy vẫn phải làm nghiên cứu như theo kế hoạch, và ông ấy không có nhiều kinh nghiệm với cả rừng nhiệt đới. Thì ông ấy cũng bị vắt cắn này, ông ấy cũng phải tự xây lều cho mình này. Nhưng mà có những cái phát hiện rất là thú vị vào những ngày đó, bởi vì vào những năm 70 của thế kỷ trước thì ông ấy vẫn còn thấy dấu vết của tê giác, còn bây giờ thì tê giác có lẽ là gần như là tuyệt chủng rồi. Những cái bằng chứng ở chúng ở Indo nó rất là hiếm hoi ngoài tự nhiên ấy. Và ông ấy cũng đã gặp được đới ươi và ông đi theo nó. Trong 3 ngày này thì nó dừng lại thì ông ấy cũng dừng lại, và nó đi thì ông ấy cũng đi. Và ông ấy cũng học theo, quan sát và học theo những cái cách mà các con vật này làm gì để tồn tại, và ông ấy cũng làm tương tự, ví dụ như là sử dụng lá cây như thế nào, hay là chọn những cái vị trí như thế nào để nghỉ ngơi. Thì đấy chỉ là một chapter thôi, mình không rõ là nó có dài lắm không, mà đấy là tất cả những gì mà Andy có thể chia sẻ trong 2 tuần vừa rồi. Còn tên của cuốn sách thì mình sẽ chia sẻ dưới phần comment sau. Nó là một hành trình kể khá là chi tiết, nó cũng mang tính dẫn dắt, ngay cả tác giả cũng không biết là ngày mai sẽ như thế nào. Cái đấy là một cái cách viết rất là thú vị. Ok, mình nghĩ mình chỉ chia sẻ được như vậy thôi. Bây giờ quay lại với Andy thôi. Okay, Andy, is that finished?
Yes.
Too bad that I did not bring the card, deck of card, because I
You brought it home
switching.
last week, right?
Yeah,
Last week.
yeah. I switching between places from my parents and from my rented home.
How's your parent doing?
Well, they're good. They're good.
Good to know.
This week was they held a what do you say?
Checkups.
Memorial Day
Oh.
for great grandmother. Yeah. My great grandmother. For him, it's just grandmother.
Were there many family members coming to your house?
Yeah. Many relatives and even from different province.
Wow.
Yeah. But families.
Just family.
Yeah, just family. Not unlike my grandfather, Memorial Day gather a lot of strange faces.
Yeah. What was it that day when I was there that you have a lot of officials visiting? It was that day, right?
What's that? When you were here?
Yeah. Remember? Or it wasn't that day, but the day before, there were already a lot of people coming to visit.
I am not. Yeah. Because my grandfather Memorial Day is January 21 in lunar calendar. So I met you at the
January.
the Red Data Book, Vietnam Red Data Book conference also took place in January. Yeah. So that's the I remember at the year is the last event that we held before New Year's Eve in the calendar. Yeah, so about the time, yeah, you have a good memory. Okay, so if we cannot draw, what can we do?
So yesterday I went to the zoo with my family.
Wow, even your father?
No, my entire family. So the last time when I brought my family there, my niece was only a few months old, so she was still in the pram. This time she's 2.5 years old, so then she's able to really see what's happening around and interact, right? So then we decided to bring her to the zoo again. But the funny thing was, as a kid, right, a 2-year-old kid, I think she was interested in some animals, but she was more interested to play at the playground. In the zoo, towards the end, there is this kids world where there is like a playground with lots and lots of things, and then there's also a section for small animals, like rabbit, cat, dog, rats, hamsters, that the kids can go and touch. But then she was not that interested. She was interested again in like just the playing, the water. Yeah, I thought it was very funny. The whole family went down all the way to the zoo, but we didn't actually go see any animals. We just went to the playground.
Like you going to the hotel on beach side, but you're only swimming in the pool.
Yes, exactly. But I mean, it's a good time spent with the family, and yeah, she's so cute.
Only. So Mandai Zoo is the only zoo in Singapore. I think there's a protected areas also another
next to it. Yes.
Yeah, and it is also operate in tourism or
operate in tourism meaning
tourism. They have tourism service. Like, do they?
Yeah, so it's a privately owned area, which means that we are fully functional for visitors. I mean, you were there.
I, only in the zoo and the bird park, but not.
The entire area?
Yeah,
so the entire area is owned by Mandai, and then like there is also the River Wonders and Night Safari. So then every park is being operated sort of like independently. So some like the Night Safari only opens at night, and then the other parks open in the day, and then they have their own F&B services and their own staff.
Yeah. But the all four section, the zoo, the bird paradise, the night safari, and the
River Wonders
also contain how many portion of the protected area?
Technically, they don't contain the protected area, but the protected area is outside, around them.
Around them.
So our area is not considered a protected area, but we are next to the protected area, which actually means that anything development that we need to do next to the protected area, we have to talk to the government.
Yeah, that makes sense. Since I also saw only on newspaper, but there's a rescue center in the middle of Bạch Mã National Park, which is within the protected area, not around it or beside it. Yes, that's strange because you have to cut down trees to do that rescue center. But I bet that Mandai did not cut any tree, just build on just plain ground.
So what are you gonna have? What are you gonna do this coming week? Anything different from your usual routine?
Well, there's nothing interesting. Just doing working permit procedure. It's not exciting, but it's very new to me, and I know that in theory, theoretically, I am late for doing such procedures. If I start now, I should start 1 month earlier. Yeah, it is a very long procedure.
A long procedure?
Yeah, long procedure to reach to the point where I can get the working permit for a specialist.
So you're behind on your responsibilities.
Behind. Study again. Study. And it's interesting because my teacher, he advised me to watch several movies which I haven't seen before, and I will see it. That's new, and he gave me photographic homework, so I have to try to take pictures in several distance from my camera to the subject to really describe, really express the meaning of that relative position of the subject in the picture.
That sounds like a very interesting homework.
Interesting.
At different distance you take and see what's the difference that you see from your photo.
Yeah, even it's basic. Well, it's not my first training about photography, and but it's mandatory to master it to proceed further.
That's good. So, like also a few days ago when I was trying to calm myself down, I remember not feeling very well. I actually played the jigsaw puzzle and I played it straight, like in one setting. I didn't, play a bit, rest a bit, play a bit, rest a bit. So I was doing a 1023 pieces of jigsaw puzzle and I finished in 6 hours. And that was the only time since a long time that I slept at 1:30 a.m. Usually I will sleep by 10 plus.
Wow.
Yeah, and like that was the only time that I persevered because once I start to do something like the jigsaw puzzle, I really cannot stop. So by like 10 o'clock, I was a bit like, a bit sleepy, but I wanted to put the pieces together. So I just continue to do. And at 11, I tell myself, okay, just another half an hour. I'll just do half an hour and I'll stop. I did, and I was like, 11:30, no, I haven't finished it. And then I just continue to do. I was like, okay, until 12, I will need to stop. But no, only at about 1 plus when I finished, I was like, yes, I can go to sleep.
Peacefully, huh?
But it was a very nice feeling when you have the whole thing together.
So, what do you do with those puzzle when you finish it?
Oh, then I messed it up again. So that night, I took a photo of the completed piece and I put it into the bag again. Immediately.
Okay.
I didn't wait to like admire the completed piece. No, I took photo. Okay, keep.
Okay.
I show you the photo later. It's a very pretty jigsaw puzzle. Very, very nice. I like it. I might want to do it again. So like after I keep it in the bag, right? I might take it out again and do. People will tell me, hey, why are you wasting your time? I said, no, it's very fun for me. It's not wasting time.
Yeah,
I spend time doing something I like.
In terms of wasting time, I think I master it. I master wasting time. Just looking on the computer screen for hours, just watching random YouTube videos. And
so you
maybe
have a
it took me
PhD.
6 hours.
You have a PhD in wasting time.
Yeah, if they give one and they develop a job for it, and I'll be very good.
You'll be the specialist in it.
Yeah, the employee of the month. Just doing
every
nothing,
month.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I just like that, you choose to do something that you like to do.
Yeah.
It can be a waste time for some people, but it can also be a therapeutic time for others.
It's kind of funny way to think. You rather waste time on your own rather than waste time with anyone else.
Yeah, of course. Like if I can waste time by myself, I don't need to waste time with other people. Okay. So then next week I'll be around.
Okay.
Because I'm planning to go to Malaysia to give a talk, but that will be next month, so not much. Alrighty, remember to bring your card bag.
It's hard. There's a lot of things to remember, If I have 2 decks on each places, yeah, that would be easier.
Just remembering this require like little energy, brain space, but it's okay. Maybe another deck would be better.
Yeah, I struggle with buying another charger, because I keep forgetting my charger at my rented home. So I bought another just for me to not thinking always about it when I reach my parents' home.
Charger, I think yes, makes sense. Like when I go to my office and I realized that my phone needed charging, I didn't have my charger. It feels very frustrating. Yeah. So I brought one charger because I have 2. So I brought one charger to office and one I kept at home. So that's a good strategy.
And you should upgrade yours in iPhone 15. They have USB-C port. so you can use it, share it with your computer. Not not mind of bringing the lightning cable.
Oh, okay. But I'm using the USB charger, no?
You're using the lightning one with your phone. Yeah, since it's an old one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you upgrade to iPhone 15 and you don't have to remember the charger.
It's okay, I don't need to spend the money. I will buy just one more charger instead of one more phone.
Yeah.
It's very, as much as possible, I don't want to spend money on like phone because, yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot. Even though they have a trade-in offer, but it's still a lot of money.
Oh, I don't. Okay, so that's the thing about me. I don't like to trade my phone in. It's like it's my treasure that I've been using for years, and then like I have to say goodbye to it. No, I will keep it. That's why my phone, right, as in like my storeroom, I didn't show you, but there was one section where I have all the phones that I've ever had, all the different iPhones. It's quite amazing to see the transition from yeah, the small one to like a square one to a larger one and then back to a smaller one. It's fascinating. Indeed. Alrighty, I will prepare to go to my Japanese class.
Okay.
Do some homework.
So I leave you to be in your consistent.
Last week, I wasn't very consistent last week because I wasn't feeling well. So I actually skipped my Japanese class. I told my teacher that I'm not feeling well, so I didn't go. Which is a good move, I think. I mean, I had a good rest and I didn't want to stress myself. So, exceptions to my consistency. Depends on my mood. Okay, I sent you the photo of the puzzle. You can take a look.
Okay. I'll see you next week. See you, friend.
I'll finish my chapter. Gambate. Finish your homework for your photography.
Yeah. I have to go outside to finish it. That's the beauty of photography. You can stay inside.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go and take some pretty photos.
Yes. In terms of photo, do I have anything to share? I think I...
Share. Come.
Yeah, but...
Okay, see? I managed to have all colored now. Last time was half a hand. Now 2 hands.
Let me see.
Remember, right?
Do I have anything to share?
You can send it to me.
Yeah, I can send it to you later. But
Okay.
yeah, after I took my homework.
Yes.
Actually, today, Dr. Ha asked me if I can go to the Iceland on Red River very near our office, but then maybe he's too busy with it, so he didn't reply yet. But
to go with you, he will go with you, is it?
yeah, I maybe a team member on. Yeah, just a team member, not going with me. Just not 2 people, maybe many people, and I'm part of it. But I replied to him late last night, so maybe he fell asleep. Okay.
So then he will reply you today, this morning.
If I have a chance to go to the Iceland, then I may take all the pictures and as my homework.
Oh, that would be a good idea. That would be so unique.
Yeah, unique. Since also my teacher said I should go to a pagoda or a temple because he used to be working on that section in the VTC, the channel he's working on. The culture section. So he wants to see the pictures in those areas, but yeah, I'll show him something from our work.
Okay, show me too.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see you. So have a good Sunday.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye.
After, yeah, bye. Ok, vậy là đã hết phiên chia sẻ hôm nay rồi, và hy vọng là mọi người sẽ có một ngày Chủ nhật thật là vui và bổ ích. Hẹn gặp lại mọi người vào tuần sau.